Let's have a little chat. Controller arrived. It's, how do I put this? It's not the best thing ever. It feels very cheap in my hands. I mean, supposedly it has Hall effect sticks, and they do feel different than the sticks I'm used to on the DualSense. Whether or not that's actually because of it being Hall effect, or if it's because they're just even cheaper made, well, time will tell. But anyway, so far so good. Everything works the way it's supposed to, but I will say the headphone jack doesn't seem to work, but I don't know. I probably just haven't figured it out. I'm still going through the manual. It's not that thick. It's like a little thin piece of paper, but whatever. Anyway, I just got so fucking tired of buying PS5 controllers and having them fucking drift within like 3 months. I just got so fucking tired of that. So I basically took a gamble. I bought whatever third-party controller was cheapest, and then I'm like, well, let's give it a try, basically. Anyway. Speaking of controllers, what the... Why is it whenever I start recording, shit like this happens? God, it always happens when I'm fucking recording, too. Anyway... And now I'm getting a phone call. God fucking damn it. Anyway, holy fucking Christ. Oh my God, what the fuck was I talking about? Okay. Oh yeah. Speaking of controllers. Fuck. If anything else wants to interrupt me, do it now. Jesus Christ. Speaking of controllers, I heard that the Steam controller got fucking scalped. Because of course it did. This happened back with the PS5. It got fucking scalped. It happened with fucking toilet paper back during the pandemic. It happens with concert tickets. It happens with new releases of electronics. Can we just fucking ban scalping already? Anyway, fucking Christ, enough interruptions. This is what I wanted to talk about, was scalping. Scalping should just straight up be fucking illegal. Anyway, I need to calm down. Fucking Christ. Try to play video games to get away from the stress, not to indulge in it. Anyway. So, yeah, Steam controller got scalped. I remember a few hours into the launch, I had like the sudden thought occur in my head, like, wait a minute, this is a $100 electronic. It's highly sought after. It's about to get fucking scalped, isn't it? I remember thinking that in my head, and sure enough, literally within hours of it launching, I was already seeing posts online about it being scalped, and sure enough, yeah. I went to check the fucking website, and sure enough, yeah, out of stock. I went to look at eBay. I see prices going around like $200 to $300. Go fucking figure. And yeah, scalping should be illegal. I think it should be considered a form of extortion, because you have people basically going into the market, taking up a whole bunch of supply of an item, and then turn around basically being like, oh, you want this item? You want this thing? Well, you gotta pay me a bunch of money. What? That's not the retail price? I guess you don't want it. And that's basically what they're fucking doing. it, it should be considered extortion. At least I think it should be. I think there should be a law basically saying that if you buy if you buy an item that is in production, like with the intent of reselling it for a marked up price, unless you are like a trusted retailer, basically, you should just be fined. And it should be like the fine should scale basically with the amount of profit you have been provably making from scalping. And by the way, in case anyone comes into my comments like, oh, well, we can't enforce it, how do you even define scalping? Simple. Like I just said, if an item is in production and people go into like a store, right? Or if they go to a website and they buy up a bunch of those items and then they turn around and try to resell it for a marked up price, it should be considered illegal. Like right there. Like that is interference with a normal market, right? That is going in, taking up a bunch of shit that would have otherwise ended up in customers' hands, and you are not letting it be sold through the retail place. And by the way, to any stupid ass fucking Jesus fucking Christ, my controller just fucking like disconnected on its own. God, can't have fucking nice things. Like I said, the mic on my controller doesn't work, so I basically have to have two controllers connected at once. I have a mic connected to the other controller. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm getting so fucking tired of being interrupted by random bullshit. As I was saying, before any stupid ass scalpers come in and say, oh, but they're providing a legit service. Fuck you. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear anything from fucking scalpers. They are actual fucking scum. They are worth less than the earth that they stand on. They are worth less than the dirt on my shoe. In a perfect world, scalpers would be strung with a stone between their feet and cast into a river. But we do not live in a world where violence is acceptable. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Scalpers are fucking worthless. Like, as human beings. And the fact that what they do is not illegal is fucking disgraceful. They should be charged. They should be fined. And that money that they fucking profit with, like whatever money they get from scalping, should be taken and distributed to customers. If nothing else, then as like a symbolic measure, basically saying, fuck you, that is not your money. We are giving it back to people. Basically just a message saying that. Anyway, anger aside, because now I am in a very bad mood, yeah, scalping should be illegal. It should be considered a form of extortion. But yeah, I can't say I'm necessarily surprised the Steam controller got scalped, but I am disappointed that it seems Valve didn't really do much to stop it. Like, a lot of companies have started putting in like a one item per person measure, basically. So like stores, for example, selling trading cards, they'll have like a limit of like one pack per person. And honestly, it's not a perfect measure, but that does help like a lot, right? Fucking hold on a second. I'm being informed that Valve also did that for the Steam Deck. That it was like a limit of one Steam Deck per person. And it makes me wonder, right? Why the hell did they not think to do that? I'm not gonna chalk it up to malice just because this is Valve we're talking about. They don't usually do this anti-consumer bullshit. I think maybe someone at Valve probably just forgot, or like, actually, better answer, they probably didn't think people would stoop so low as to scalp a fucking controller. But then again, scalpers have stooped lower in the past, right? Like during the pandemic, like I said, they were scalping fucking toilet paper. That is how that is how much of degenerates scalpers often are, and I do not throw that word around lightly. Like, they are actual worthless fucking human beings. They provide no value to society. Actually, they provide less than that. They take value. Like I said, scalping should be considered a form of extortion. Anyway, I'm gonna just move on before I end up in an angry rant again. But yeah, scalping is something that is very easy to define. It's easy to enforce, and it's easy to prevent. The only reason companies are not more willing to deter scalpers is because of the immediate money they get when people buy items with the intent to scalp them. Like, when people buy a bunch of items and then go resell them, that is direct money into pockets of companies. And in the case of game consoles, I think the only reason companies finally wised up and uh, put in anti-scalping measures was because consoles are subsidized by game sales, right? That is necessarily how the market works. They sell a console with the expectation that you then go and buy games for it, and the games is where companies make money. And when consoles get scalped, that's literally millions of devices that they'll buy up, and then no one ever buys games for it because how can they? People don't have their hands on them. How would they buy games, right? So, at the end of the day, it comes down to this. We really should be making scalping illegal. And if a person is caught doing it, they should just be fined up the ass, right? Like, any money they made for scalping should be taken from them and then redistributed. Basically, turn it into a class action, right? Whatever money they got from scalping should be given back to customers. On top of that, there should be like a minimum, let's say, $50,000 fine for an individual person that gets caught scalping. Like, let's say $50,000 if they're caught doing it for under a year. If they do it for over a year, they get fined, let's say, 100,000, and so on and so forth, right? Like, it would scale with how long they have been getting away with scalping. I'm serious, by the way. This shit should be prosecuted. It's insane that it is legal to do. Like, it should be considered a crime. Like, it should be considered extortion. And I mean that with my whole chest. I am so fucking tired of some new item going onto the market, something that people are, like, genuinely excited for, just for it to be bought up by these fucking sleazebags. Like, the fact that this is not illegal. Like, the fact that this is not considered a crime. It's a testament to how broken legal systems are right now. The fact that this is considered completely legal. And yet, companies are also allowed to fucking take games away from us when we have bought them. Like the fact that you can buy a digital game, you know, the fact that it is called purchasing, and yet they can just take them away at any time. There's no protections in place for that. Or like there's no way to make them refund the game if they take it out of our digital library. Like, shit like that should be illegal. And yet it is perfectly legal for individuals to scalp items so that we don't even have the chance to buy them in the first place. Like shit like this is why I have absolutely zero respect for like judges, for example. I actually do have a decent amount of respect for lawyers, especially defense lawyers. I have no respect for a lot of judges in our current world. I have I have no respect for the legal system as it is, just because shit like this is insane. Anyway, but yeah, scalping should be fucking illegal. It's easy to define, and it does actual, tangible harm to not just, markets, not just us, the consumer. It does tangible harm to the economy too, because like it fucks up a whole bunch of shit when it comes to when it comes to when it comes to consumers. And on top of that, when it comes to console sales, as I have said, because consoles are subsidized with game sales, that does harm to the manufacturers too. Like, it's just bad for everyone. And yet it is completely legal. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go before I put myself in an even worse mood. I started recording basically expecting to just, go in and ramble like I usually do, but now that kind of ruined my day. Anyway, don't give any money to scalpers. Don't fucking cave in. Just wait for Steam to resupply, or wait for Valve to resupply. Hopefully, that'll be soon. And on top of that, I'm hoping Valve actually puts in place like a 1 unit per customer limit, at least until this shit gets fixed. But that's it for now. I'm out.